channel. So today for you guys I have some Dollar Tree shiplap decor DIYs. I've been wanting to do a shiplap theme for a long time, just to do little projects that would look nice around the house, just in case that is your theme. So I hope you guys enjoy the video. Let me know your favorite DIY down in the comments below. My favorite is actually the two images that I did. I'm so happy with how they came out, and they're big, because usually when it comes to Dollar Tree things, lots of things are on the smaller side. It's hard to do bigger things using Dollar Tree products, and so two of these are like bigger pictures. It's not just a tiny little thing, so I'm really happy with how they came out. I haven't seen a lot of Dollar Tree shiplap DIY videos. I looked it up because I didn't want to redo something somebody else had done, and I didn't really see much of anything, so hopefully you get inspired if this is something that you want to do. If you like the video, make sure you give it a thumbs up. Let's see if we can get this video to 5,000 thumbs up. And if you're not subscribed to my YouTube channel, make sure you subscribe and click the bell button so you're notified every single time that I upload. With that being said, let's begin the video.
Let's start with petting Pepper, because whenever I put the camera down and then I sit, Pepper comes along thinking it's time for pets. She's just so freaking cute. But for real, let's start with the first DIY. From Dollar Tree, you want to pick up one of their white foam boards. And now what I'm going to do is I am taking a ruler and I'm marking out spaces that are 2 inches apart. So every couple of inches I leave a little mark on both sides of the foam board. Now I'm going to be using this black washi tape that I ended up getting from Amazon because I haven't been anywhere and I'm not even sure craft stores are open around me anymore. And I'm going to be using this to create the lines that I need to give it a shiplap look. Now you can use black paint. You can use a Sharpie to do this. I just decided to use the washi tape because I felt like it was 10 times easier and it was going to come out looking much more straighter than if I would have used something else. Like I said, I got it from Amazon, so I'll link it down below for you guys. I got it in I think it was a 6 or 8 pack, I forget exactly, of this tape. It almost looks like electrical tape to me, but it was just so much easier. So now I'm going to be using a wreath for this DIY. You can make wreaths using Dollar Tree products, but I've talked about this before. When it comes to the greenery at Dollar Tree, I don't like it all. Most of it I don't like, and I also feel like you can go to Burlington, you could go to Ross and just get a wreath that's already done for about the same price you're going to spend trying to make one using Dollar Tree products. So this wreath I'm using cost me $12.99 from Burlington. And it's a bigger wreath than I would be able to make out of Dollar Tree products. So I'm going to be using this wreath for this image. I figure out where I want it to be placed. And now the next thing I'm using are these vinyl stickers that I made with my Cricut. Now this was the first time I ever used my Cricut. I actually got it as a Christmas present, but I haven't needed to pull it out yet. And when I got it, I wasn't feeling good, and it took a while before I started feeling good with my pregnancy. And then I just haven't been using it because I haven't needed to use it. But I finally pulled it out and I printed this out. I went to the design space, chose 2 fonts that I like, I typed it out, and then printed it. What the heck am I saying? Printed it out. Now, if you don't have a Cricut, you can go to Dollar Tree and get the wall art stickers and find one that works for you. And I preferably would have done something like that to make this more of a Dollar Tree type of DIY. But considering I can't go to Dollar Tree right now, that's why I pulled the Cricut out and I was like, let me try this thing. So basically it was 2 stickers. If you have a Cricut, you probably don't even need me to explain this at all. You probably even know what to do. So basically I'm putting these stickers at the bottom corner of this thing. Like I said, Dollar Tree has inexpensive options like the wall art stickers, poster stickers. They also have smaller stickers. They're just on the smaller side, and I did have small stickers. I just didn't want to use them because they're kind of too small for this. But there are options at Dollar Tree as long as you can go to Dollar Tree. So instead I just used a Cricut. And one more thing, you can always just get stencils and use the stencils to write it out as well. Now to attach the wreath to the foam board, I'm going to be using some black zip ties that I got at Dollar Tree. Basically I take a zip tie and I loop it around the wreath. Oh yeah, you want to purchase the longest zip ties Dollar Tree carries. They carry different sizes, get the longer ones. And what you're going to do is you are going to make 2 holes in your foam board that you are going to feed the zip ties through. So let me say this, you don't have to use zip ties. You can always glue your wreath to the image, but I decided to use zip ties because I want to be able to reuse my wreath and I don't want it to have a bunch of glue and foam board on the back of it just in case I decided to take it off of this. I just want to be able to cut it and it comes right off, and I can use the wreath wherever. So after I have the zip ties fed through the foam board, I then, attach the zip tie together, tighten it up, and then my wreath sticks to the foam board just fine. If you are putting a very heavy wreath on this, there's a good chance it might rip the foam board. So make sure you're not using a very heavy wreath, but honestly, it has to be very heavy for it to actually destroy the foam board. You can hang this using command strips. I actually just made another hole that's right above the wreath so you couldn't see it, and I attached it to the wall using a nail because I had some nails already in the wall, and then with that little hole just hung it on the nail, and it's good to go. Like I said, you can always use command strips as well. You just got to use command strips that hold the weight of whatever it is that you made. For the next DIY, I'm going to be using these wooden plaques. Dollar Tree has different shapes, and this is the one that I chose. And I'm going to be painting them all white. Obviously, you can paint the whatever color you want. You can use acrylic paint, chalk paint, that is completely up to you. So I painted the entire thing white. Make sure you get the edges of it as well. Next up, I am going to create the shiplap look again, and this time I am going to be using a Sharpie. So I take a ruler, just measure out where I want the lines to be, and then I take my Sharpie and create those lines. Next up, I am going to actually be using a soap dispenser and a toothbrush holder from Dollar Tree. I felt that they looked nice with this. I just liked the shape of them, and the size worked well for the size of these wooden plaques. I preferred if I would have had 2 of the soap dispensers, but I didn't have 2 of those on hand, so I had to use 1 soap dispenser and 1 of the toothbrush holders. So all I did was glue these down using hot glue. I don't really recommend using hot glue. I recommend using a heavy duty glue, but right now I just can't smell any strong fumes that comes from like a 6000 or Gorilla Glue, so instead I just had to use hot glue. Obviously, you don't have to use a soap dispenser and a toothbrush holder. Dollar Tree carries mason jars and vases that are also good for this. I just really liked the shape of these, and the color was already white like I wanted it to be, so I decided to go with that. You can place whatever you want inside of your vases, soap dispenser, whatever it is you use. Dollar Tree does carry greenery that I like, but I like it when it has more of like that dusty look to it. Instead though, I use these lilacs that I got at Walmart for 97 cents each, but let me tell you, the pricing on their greenery the last time I went there went up. To attach these to the wall, I used command strips. If you don't want to use command strips, you can always nail them to the wall or create something where it could hang off of a nail. For our next DIY, I used these love signs that I got from Dollar Tree during Valentine's Day. They always carry something pretty similar during other seasons. So I took the heart off of them and then I just painted them all white. I'm going to be using 2 of these. Now there is little indents inside of there that makes it look like actual wood pieces. So where the indent is, all you have to do is get a black Sharpie and just trace where the indent is. Your Sharpie will go straight into it and then create a good line. You don't even need a ruler. If you can't find something similar to this, for sure Dollar Tree always has something, whether it be just a long rectangular sign that doesn't have those little indents. If it doesn't have the little indent, just use a ruler then and a Sharpie. I'm only going to be using 2 of these, like I said. The next item I am going to be using are these painting sticks that I got at Home Depot. So they carry 2 different ones, one that come in like a 8-pack and they're smaller, and then this one which is larger and it's in a 3-pack. So I'm using the larger ones, and I need 4 of those total, so I needed 2 packs. Now there is a weird little it's a painting stick, so it's like this weird little indent that's at the top of the stick, and you're going to want to cut those off. But first you want to figure out how much of the stick you need to cut off. So place the sticks around your shiplap background, and if you end up using a wreath like I did, you want to place that in the center of your image first to figure out where the wreath will be and then how much you need to cut off of the wood. And once you figure that out, you can make markings on your sticks and then cut it. And I just used a hand saw. Now the wreath I'm using is from Target. It's one of their real boxwood wreaths. It's $19.99. I know that Home Goods has these in sometimes for like $12.99. I got a really big one, like huge, like the size of 4 of those for only $19.99 at Home Goods. So like I said, if you want to make your own Dollar Tree wreath like I was talking about before, you can go ahead and do that. But if you don't feel like it, you can always go somewhere else and pay the same price you're going to pay as if you were going to make it yourself using Dollar Tree products. Once I had all of the painting sticks cut, I then placed them again around the shiplap background that I made, and then I go ahead and use a wood glue to attach all of those pieces together. Wood glue works just fine for something like this. If you want to use something else, you can go ahead and do that. The wood glue I used is Gorilla Wood Glue. I know Dollar Tree does carry a wood glue. They just started carrying it in the Craft Your Square section. But you know, Gorilla Wood Glue doesn't cost much. It costs like $3 at Walmart the last time I bought something. So after it all completely dried, the wood, Matt took it and then he stained it for me. So the stain that's on this, it's called Varathane Dark Walnut Stain, and I got it at Home Depot. He had to stain it for me because, again, I'm trying not to breathe in a bunch of crazy fumes. Anyway, so I flipped the whole thing over. I forgot to say, on the painting sticks, there is one side that has like inches and stuff on it. So that is the side that won't be facing us. It's going to be facing the wall. So I put some wood glue on the left and right side of that frame. And then I attached those love signs that I got from Dollar Tree. And the wood glue holds this in place just perfectly. I did place 2 pieces on top of the back of those love signs while I waited for the glue to dry, just to add some pressure. To attach the wreath to this, I just used a command strip from Dollar Tree, and it was able to hang just fine on there. Again, I didn't want to glue the wreath down because I want to be able to use it again without there being a bunch of glue on the back of it. And that is it for this different version of a shiplap picture, image, whatever you want to call it, but this time with like a wooden border and not made of foam board. Anyways, for the next DIY, I'm actually going to be recycling it from a DIY that I just did for Easter time. So from Dollar Tree, I picked up this picture frame that has these little indents in it that make it look like wood again. So I'm taking off the piece that says family because that piece pops out. And then I just paint the entire thing white. I just used a white acrylic paint. It was called Snow White from Apple Barrel, and it's a paint that you get at Walmart. I paid 59 cents for it, but I don't know if the price went up because I haven't bought any paint in so long from there that I don't know at all if it's still 59 cents or 69 cents. Don't know. As I paint this, I make sure that I don't get too much paint inside of those indents. If I did get too much paint, I just took a flat head screwdriver and was removing the paint because I wanted the black in there to show. Next up, I'm going to be using this ivy that I got from Hobby Lobby. It cost me $1.50 on sale, and I use it to make a small little wreath. Now, there's a lot more that comes in a pack than just that. That's all I brought out to do the wreath, but there's more. You can make multiple wreaths if you want to. Then I just took a little piece of burlap from Dollar Tree and I wrap it around the wreath and then attach that to the paper clip that is already attached to the picture frame. You don't have to put it there, you can put it somewhere else. Next up, I got this little image from Dollar Tree. It's a galvanized image, says bless. Now I'm going to be using that blessed piece for this. So I just take the little thumbtacks that are holding that piece in place off of the image, whatever, it's like a little shadow box, and then I cut out the blessed part and I just cut it out in a circle that's gonna go behind the wreath. Now let me say this, be very careful, okay? So cutting it, I was okay, but then the little pieces that I cut off, they're sharp, and I didn't realize it was so sharp. So when you're tossing the extra metal pieces, be very careful picking them up, disperse them right away, get them out of your house so you don't cut yourself. So like I said, I'm going to be placing this behind the little wreath, and to place it, I'm actually going to be using double-sided foam tape that I got from Dollar Tree. And the reason I decided to use foam tape is just in case I want to do something else to this eventually, that blessed sign isn't stuck to it with glue and it wouldn't ruin it. So that's why I ended up using the tape instead. The final thing I did was take a little bit of black paint and just went inside of those indents that are inside of the picture frame to really just make them stand out. Now you can always go ahead and put a picture on the opposite side of this, or you can put the wreath on the opposite side and put the picture in the clip. That's something that's completely up to you, but this is the way I decided to leave it because I didn't have any pictures that went along with this. If I had like a black and white picture, I think I would have put it there, but I don't have anything like that that went with the vibe of this. I wanted to do a little vase with this, so I got this glass vase from Dollar Tree, and I'm just painting the entire everything white. I used white chalk paint. You can go ahead and use acrylic paint. When it comes to painting glass, I prefer to use chalk paint just because it dries quickly between layers and acrylic paint takes a little longer. Next up, I'm going to be using that washi tape that I'm talking about. So, like I said on Amazon, it's called washi tape, but it really does look like very thin strips of electrical tape to me. So what I'm doing is I'm just wrapping it around the vase. Again, you can draw these lines on if you want to. I feel like drawing them on top of the glass, just the shape of it is going to be a little bit harder. Even painting them on, just because it's so rounded out. So the tape really came in handy here. And that was it for the vase. I put some fake eucalyptus that I got for $1 at the Target dollar spot a couple of months ago. And yeah, it kind of a little bit reminds me of Beetlejuice because of how dark the black is. I don't know why, it just does. Anyways, that is it for the Shiplap DIYs. I hope you guys enjoy them. I am very proud of the way the 2 pictures came out in particular. I just love the way it came out. So thank you so much for watching. Again, if you liked the video, make sure you give it a thumbs up, and I will see you guys next time. Take care. Bye.